The store workers kicked him out more than once. Not gently, kicked. And every single time, this little puppy came right back. He was starving, you could see it. He wasn't being stubborn, he was desperate. He had nowhere else to go and no one looking out for him, so he kept coming back to the only place that smelled like food. They kicked him out again. John was watching from a distance. He couldn't take it anymore. He walked to the nearest shop, bought some food, came back and set it down in front of the puppy. The little guy didn't hesitate for a second. He ate like he hadn't seen food in days, because he probably hadn't. And John stood there watching him eat and knew he wasn't leaving without him. He brought him home. John's little brother saw the puppy the moment they walked through the door and completely lost his mind with excitement. John named him Zippy, and honestly, the name turned out to be more accurate than anyone could have predicted. When Zippy was small, the family had no idea what they were getting into. He seemed like a regular puppy. Cute, a little shy, nothing unusual. They had no idea, because the dog that Zippy grew into is not a normal dog. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not building this up for dramatic effect. Zippy is something else entirely. The family put in the work, John especially. They trained him from the time he was tiny, consistently, patiently, the way you have to with a dog that's actually paying attention to everything you do. And Zippy was paying attention to everything. Now, the results are genuinely hard to believe until you see them. If someone walks into the room holding food, anywhere, Zippy is already there with his bowl in his mouth, ready, waiting, not barking, not jumping, just standing there with his bowl like he's placed an order and is waiting for it to be filled. How does a dog know to do that? Then there was his birthday. The family set out a bunch of balloons for him. What Zippy did with those balloons was not something any of them expected. John, being John, had filled one of the yellow balloons with water as a prank. Zippy popped it, got absolutely soaked, and turned around with an expression that made it very clear he knew exactly what had happened, he knew exactly who was responsible, and this was not over. John pranks Zippy regularly. Magic tricks, fake throws, decoys, all of it. And every single time, Zippy falls for it, realizes what happened, and gets genuinely offended. It never gets old. But here's the thing about Zippy. He gives as good as he gets. Leave anything soft and chewable within his reach? Gone, destroyed, reduced to pieces before you've even left the room. He gets scolded every time. Every time he listens to the scolding with the expression of a dog who has absolutely no idea what you're talking about and finds the accusation frankly insulting. Then he does it again. To help manage Zippy's energy and, honestly, probably to give themselves a break, the family adopted Milo from a rescue center. Milo has his own story, a hard one. We'll get to that another time. But when Milo arrived, Zippy's reaction was not what anyone expected. He didn't get excited. He didn't get aggressive. He just didn't acknowledge him. Milo exists. Zippy has noted this. Zippy does not care. He still does exactly what he wants, still chews whatever he finds, still pretends afterward that he wasn't there, didn't do it, and couldn't possibly be the one responsible. Meanwhile, Milo sits quietly in his spot, behaving perfectly, watching all of this unfold with the patience of a dog who has accepted that this is just how things are here. Zippy has habits, specific, consistent, completely unexplainable habits, broken sticks. He finds them on every walk, picks them up, and brings them home every time. The family has given up trying to figure out why. So John and his sister ran a prank. When Zippy came trotting home with a stick in his mouth, John called him over with food, his one true weakness. The moment Zippy turned toward the food, John's sister grabbed the stick and ran. Zippy looked at the food, looked at his stick disappearing around the corner, and ran after the stick. Left the food, chose the stick. Nobody was surprised. That's just Zippy. John got him a new bed recently. Big, soft, comfortable. Exactly what a dog his size needs. Zippy was thrilled, absolutely thrilled. He circled it, tested it, settled in with the energy of someone who had just decided they were not moving for the rest of the day. Then later, he squeezed himself into a tiny fabric house that barely fit his head. The big bed sits empty, the tiny house has Zippy in it. He has been known to pick that little house up and carry it outside, just to walk around with it, for no reason that anyone can determine. John plays football with him sometimes, actual football. Zippy takes it seriously.
Yeah, boy.
When Zippy is jealous, and he gets jealous, his whole face changes. The moment John gives Milo extra attention, Zippy's expression shifts into something between betrayal and deeply personal offense. He doesn't make a scene. He just looks at you in a way that communicates everything. I keep thinking about where this dog started. Kicked out of a store doorway, starving, nobody stopping, nobody caring. That was Zippy. And now he's stealing sticks, pranking John back, squeezing himself into tiny houses, carrying his bowl to the kitchen like he's placing an order, and running this household with the confidence of someone who has never once doubted that he belongs here. John thought he was rescuing an innocent, helpless little puppy. What he actually brought home was the most chaotic, brilliant, ridiculous, lovable member of his entire family, and nobody in that house would change a single thing about him. If you want to follow Zippy's nonsense in real time, his social media is linked in the description. Trust me, you'll want to. What's your favorite thing about Zippy? Drop it in the comments.